What's up, people? This is Jorge Cuevas, also known as El Guapo or George Cuevas. And I am a former real estate agent turned into a tech geek, or I was a tech geek that became a real estate agent and then went back to being a tech geek or something like that. But thanks for watching this video. This is actually a re-recording of a call that I did this week regarding a basic realtor online marketing plan. The purpose of this video, purpose of these slides, purpose for you watching this is to break down everything that is online marketing. The question that I've always been asked, or that we've been asked over the past 2 years that we've been training other realtors, has been, how do I make all this social media stuff, how do I make all this internet stuff work for me? Because as realtors, we hear this stuff all the time. We hear that we've got to get online, that we've got to be on Facebook, that we've got to be making videos, and that we've got to be doing all these things. But what I never have seen out there was a breakdown and a plan on how to take on all these different types of social medias and how to take advantage of them and how to structure them and how to put them together so that they can be part of our business and that they don't have to be such a challenge to figure out. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do here. I'm not going to get too in-depth on each topic. A lot of these things I'll be making follow-up videos for. So for example, Facebook, I could probably spend at least 30 to 60 minutes just talking Facebook. So each one of these things will get more in depth with some other training videos and blog posts that I put on the blog. So let's get started onto where leads come from. So where do leads come from? If you're a real estate agent, a residential real estate agent, where are all the leads coming from? This is something that's going to be different for everybody. But if we try to make this scientific and try to do the whole breakdown thing, it comes from 3 different sources. The number one source is going to be your database. This is going to be your sphere of influence. These are the people that you are in some type of contact with, whether it's through some kind of a letter campaign that you're sending out to them, or whether these are your regular friends and family and colleagues and everything else, all the other networks that you're personally involved with one way or the other. This has always been the traditional and, in my opinion, the best lead source for any real estate agent. These leads are usually coming to you because you've done business with these people, or this is somebody that's recommended you, and as we all know, those are the best types of leads to get. However, we can't run a business just on our database. Well, there are actually some people that can, but we're not doing that kind of call today. They come from cold lead campaigns also. What are cold leads? Cold leads are campaigns that are coming from any type of mass mailings we're doing out there, advertising. I know there's still some agents that are doing some print advertising, but anything that you're throwing out there, you're spending some kind of funds on, but mailings, advertising, billboards, could be some other type of print campaign that you're using for newspapers or some type of a real estate book that you're putting in the grocery stores. And then finally, we've got the internet stuff, the online stuff. That's another type of lead source, and this is the way I want you guys to look at it. There's 3 different sources for leads, and what we're talking about today is the third one on the list here, the online internet leads. Alright, so there is what I like to call 3 undeniable truths to all marketing, okay? And if you apply this to any kind of marketing activity you're going to do or perform or carry out, these are 3 rules that they're going to apply to everything, whether you're marketing to your sphere of influence, whether you're doing online marketing or the cold lead stuff. And these 3 undeniable truths don't change. Okay, all campaigns have to have a goal. They've got to have a start and a beginning. All campaigns got to be repetitious. They got to run. You can't start a campaign and then restart it again 7 months from now, even though it was working. If you did that to your database, only mind your database when you were low on leads, your pipeline was low, you wouldn't be maintaining or nurturing that database. Lastly, there's a return on investment, an ROI. Anytime you're expending time and money into a particular campaign, you must be able to measure it to determine if that campaign is being effective. Furthermore, if it is effective, then you're trying to figure out how to tweak it, whether it requires more money or just some better practices in tweaking the process. That's what's got to be determined. So there's got to be a return on investment. And the reason why I'm even mentioning this right now is because you have to take these types of criteria into consideration as you take on any type of marketing campaign. And when it comes to the whole online stuff, that's all it is. Online marketing is another tool that you're going to use in your war chest of gathering leads. Remember back to the 3 points of where leads come from: your database, cold leads, and internet. Okay, not one. Some realtors might be doing more than another on one particular thing or not. Some might be doing two. Some might be doing all three. But all leads are coming from one place, or from. They're all coming from these places. All right, so we've got the breakdown of where leads come from. We got the breakdown on just some general rules on marketing. Now let's break down what internet marketing, online marketing consists of. You got 3 different levels. I like to call these 3 different levels the basic, the advanced, and the Braveheart. That's the 3rd stage. So in the basic, and that's what we're covering today, these are all your free online profiles. And there are many different types of social media profiles that we're going to have to set up here. But this is everything that's free. And there is an advantage for you to fill out these profiles and have them optimized and have clients fill in reviews for you on these basic profiles. And that's where every realtor should start. There is no sense in getting into the advanced stage or the Braveheart stage until you've got the basic stuff done. So don't worry about websites, don't worry about videos, don't worry about pay-per-clicks or squeeze pages, don't even worry about IDX. Until you've got your basics done, that's got to be the focal point for you right now. Start with the basics and then build up from there. Once this whole thing is breaking down like this, you'll see that it's not as confusing or complex as it may appear to be from the outset. All right, so stage 1. Stage 1 is the full deployment of all free types of social media accounts. The social media accounts I break down into the actual social media accounts. That's the Facebooks, not the Zillows, the YouTubes, the Twitters, the LinkedIn accounts. The online property marketing accounts, which I believe are just as important, if not more, are the Zillows, the Trulias, and the Realtor.com. And I may probably spend more time on those than anything else. If you decide that this whole online thing is just not for you, then it's just not for you. But in the very least, you've got to do your Realtor.com, your Zillow, and your Trulia, because unless you're a buyer's agent, but if you take on listings for your clients and you're going to market those properties for your clients, and you want to be an effective marketer and listing that individual's property, then you have to be on Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com. You're doing your client at that point, and even yourself, a disservice if you're not on those. So filling out these free profiles and getting them optimized the way I show you how is the basics. That is the starting point for where you have to get to if you want to get down. And this is basics 101 of online marketing. Pictures. And pictures are definitely part of it, and creating video can definitely be part of stage 1. Creating video is one of those things that sort of will carry you into stage 2. But that's it. And then finally, it's the testimonials. Testimonials are huge, and I'm going to show you why they're so important. The purpose on stage 1, the primary mission on stage 1, is to get your name out there all over the net, basically. On every different type of social media profile that's out there that's free to use, we want a fully optimized profile on there for you, so that if someone were to look up your name in real estate via a Google search, it's not going to be difficult to find you and your information, your phone number and whatnot. And that's really the purpose of stage 1. Now in stage 1, we got to break down all these social media accounts, because this is also the first part where I totally can understand where you start wringing your head, because there's just so many freaking many social media accounts that you got to set up there, plus your real estate marketing websites that you've got to get accounts and profiles set up on. So this is sort of a cheat sheet for how to use, or a cheat sheet for the profiles that you're going to be checking off on. I'm going to have additional videos and blog posts on each one of these topics. Like right now, you can get a Zillow and Trulio video on my blog, and there's without a doubt that's where you want to start immediately. And there's also going to be a download document where you can download this doc here in a PDF format, so that you can just use it as your basic cheat sheet to check off what you've got done and what you don't have done. But this is it. This is Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google+, Google Places, LinkedIn, Yelp, Pinterest. Those are our social media websites. And then we've got our real estate marketing websites, which is Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com. Now, on the Realtor marketing websites, the real estate websites, there are more. I do realize that. But a majority of the traffic is going to Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com. At least for now, this is a good starting point. I'm actually still going through learning how we can optimize properly the profile on Redfin and some of the other ones. But the Zillows, Trulias, and Realtor.coms, without a doubt, are the top dogs here, and those are the ones that we're most concerned with. Okay. So Facebook. Facebook is probably the number one question that anybody that's talking about social media and all this kind of stuff, that's what everyone wants to know. How do I use Facebook? What do I do with Facebook to get leads? First thing what we got to do about Facebook is break down what exactly it is. We've got to remember that Facebook is a social networking site. Facebook is not a classified section in the back of your newspaper or a classified section on Craigslist. You've got to put this in the perspective or the mindset of a regular Facebook viewer. Even yourself, when you're going through your Facebook wall or in the morning, a lot of people check their Facebook wall now before they even check their email. I'm definitely one of those people. And that's the trend right now, is that people are going to Facebook first before they go to their other sites, and that's what Facebook wants you to do as well. So put yourself in the mindset of you're not a real estate agent, you're just on there to interact with your friends and stuff. And this is the part where some realtors don't like what I'm about to say here, but I do not believe it's a great idea to post your listings onto Facebook. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm saying that you don't post any pictures of your listing on Facebook. I'm just saying that if you post directly that, hey, got this new listing in the northwest side of Chicago, it's priced at $200,000, it's priced to go, bring your offers quickly, you know, rah rah rah. That to me is not going to get very far on Facebook. So what I want you to do is to go through this guide. This is also going to be in the cheat sheet in the notes, and you'll also be able to download the PowerPoint here. But go through all these, and what you want to think about is how are you posting? How are you posting to your audience? What's your audience going to see from you? And what the percentages? What percentages of posts are you going to make real estate related posts? And what percentage of posts are you going to make actual social Facebook non-real estate related posts? Think about that and go through the rest of this. And I think that's going to give you some more clarity on how you can make this work for you. Now, some of the posting ideas here that I would suggest, that these aren't like these are real estate related posts, but they're not your actual properties. This is sort of like selling yourself without selling yourself. Remember, Facebook is image intensive. People like to click on images and see images, and they like those images to be of something quirky, funny. They like to see it of you and your friends, or you somewhere traveling somewhere, wherever. When you're using images on Facebook, you want something that has a point, a purpose, and will make someone take a look at it. So, cool views. If you come across a listing that has a phenomenal kitchen, a phenomenal fire pit in the backyard with a hot tub or something like that, or it could be in a high-rise building with some great views. Just posting a picture and stating the fact that, oh my God, I love my job because I get to see some incredible houses all day and look at this killer view. Those are the kind of things you want to post on there, because what you're telling somebody, what you're telling your audience is that, is that you're a happy real estate agent. You love your job. You're walking in the houses. You get to see all this cool stuff. Now, I know that, being realtors, we see, we walk in the houses all day, so it's kind of mundane at some point to us. Once you've seen one great kitchen, you've seen them all, sort of thing. But think about this from non-realtors, your audience that's actually on Facebook. Okay, for them, for them, it's still kind of a cool thing, in a weird, quirky way, that we get to walk into all these different houses, especially if they've got cool, they're nice places and cool and all that kind of stuff. Um, the next thing is going to be crazy pics. Just last week on my Facebook wall, I had seen a realtor post or make a post about a chandelier that was hanging inside a garage. So instead of having like a regular light fixture there, there was an actual like a crystal type chandelier, which is just very odd and quirky. Whatever. We took a picture of it, snapped it, and made a comment about it. So these are the kind of things that you want to think about when you're posting on Facebook. Um, you want interesting posts, and you want posts, imagery is nice, but if you use the imagery correctly. You want to remind your audience that you're a real estate agent, that you're a real estate pro, that you're the real estate guy or the real estate chick, whatever. And you can do that in many ways without having to post your listings. Because think about it this way as well. If you've got 400 friends on Facebook, what is the they're not all going to live in the same town, and what is the likelihood that that particular person is actually looking for a house in a particular neighborhood and of a particular bedroom count and a particular bathroom count? The probability of that's going to be light. And that's why if you post too much of just your listings online, what's going to happen is that people that you're friends with, when they're looking at their feeds and they see your feed pop up and it's another property listing, there's going to be an advertising gloss over effect, meaning that when you're watching some of your, think about this, when you're watching your TV shows, maybe one of your favorite TV shows, and you come across an advertisement that, or let the advertisements start to come on during a commercial break, how much do you tune those out? Are you really even paying attention at a certain point? Sometimes just like on the Super Bowl ads, the only time people really enjoy watching commercials on the Super Bowl, and that's why they charge so much for it, because there's an attentive audience there. How attentive is your audience going to be if all you're posting is all your new listings? That's what you got to think about. So when I say that you want to post real estate related pictures, yes, but that doesn't have to mean your house. This is kind of the part where you got to get a little bit creative, and it's got to be a little bit of your style. But I would much rather post a picture of me posting up a brand new sign in front of one of my houses, a new listing, with me maybe even standing in front of me, and say something like, not necessarily that, hey, I got a new listing in Hickory Hills here, come take a look. I'm selling it cheap, cheap, cheap. No. Put on there, it's a beautiful day to be putting up a sign in front of a house, and have a big smile on you. I love my job, and that's all you got to say. You're reminding your audience that I'm having a great day. I'm putting up a sign in front of a house. That's my job. This is what I do. I sell houses. Okay, that's the kind of this is kind of getting more into like your branding. Other types of ideas for a good post is that when you're at a closing with a client, take a picture on the closing table with everyone sitting around there. There's nothing for you to do anyways during the closing, right? You're just sitting there. So when the docs are finally done and stuff, and the keys are going to get passed over by the attorneys or the title officer, have somebody in there take a picture with you and everyone smiling and passing on the keys. And then you put a note on there: another successful closing. I'm so happy for my new clients. I love my job, or something like that. Okay, it's a social picture. You got a bunch of people smiling. That's what people want to see on Facebook. They want to see people smiling and having a good time. If you're showing some type of a social picture, we always take clients out for a drink or for dinner or something like that after a closing, and Why not take a picture at getting a drink with your client that a couple hours after closing? It's a social picture, and you can remind everybody that this is what you do after a closing, and it kind of shows that, hey, we're having a great time here. Um, you're reminding everybody that that's what you do. You're reminding everyone that you do real estate, and you're sharing that in a social sort of a way. So you want to be strategic about how you post. You want to think about that, and this is kind of goes back to what your style is. But if anything, just rethink how you post on Facebook. If you absolutely think that you want to post listings on there, fine, you can. There's no right or wrong answer on there. But at least in the very least, take in consideration your audience. Now, this little bit here I copy and pasted. I found this online. I don't know who actually wrote this, but I had to share it with you guys because to me it sort of broke down what social media marketing is and how to use the social media networks to advance your ideas, your business, your cause, whatever. It's all the same when you're talking about social media. Um, this is also going to be in the cheat sheet in the PDF download. I won't read over the whole thing, but I definitely encourage you to read it over. It's very short and very easy. But basically, the idea is that uh, it sort of resets what your mindset is in terms of how you use social media. All right, so Trulia. Trulia and Zillow, I've got two videos. They're each about 25 to 30 minutes in length. I wish I could make them a little bit shorter for you, but what I do in those two videos is I break down how to completely fill out and optimize those profiles. The actual act of filling out your profile properly and getting your listings attached, it really won't take you that much time. It'll actually take you longer to watch the video than it will to actually set them up. The video is just there as a tool to make sure to help you walk through the process and make sure you got everything filled out. Um, but you can see in red what I highlighted here is the testimonials. And that, without a doubt, is what I want to touch on here in this slide. Testimonials on both Trulia, Zillow, and on Yelp and Google Places and eventually on Facebook are extremely important. On Trulia, for example, the more testimonials you have, the more that you'll get bumped up if somebody is searching for a realtor in your designated area. So let's say I'm a realtor and I say that Chicago is my area. I can, if I have enough reviews or testimonials to beat out somebody that's got like a pro account with them, or an account that they're paying for, I could actually beat them in those rankings within Trulia. But more importantly, what it does is it makes you appear to the potential buyer or seller that's on Trulia or Zillow, one of these sites. It makes you appear to be more involved. It makes you appear to be somebody that is actually rolling and shaking and doing deals in real estate. A completed profile is your only chance to make a first impression with a very limited time span of the potential buyer seller that's on one of these sites. So your only chance to make that best impression is so limited that it is to your advantage to have your profile completely filled out. That's the only way that you can demonstrate to these folks that you're serious about what you're doing on here. Now, the slide that just popped up here is a Zillow profile. This is a listing, and what I got circled there is this is how your listing is going to pull out if you have a basic profile on Zillow. And now, in this case, Lauren's one of our agents. She's a superstar, rock star of an agent. She truly is. She's an amazing realtor. And now we're going to be setting up her Zillow and Trulia accounts now. I was working with her assistant yesterday, and you can see here that she's got no reviews on hers. But what does Zillow do? You pull up a listing, Zillow pulls up a couple other realtors there. It pulled up two realtors that have premier agent status. That means that they're paying something extra to Zillow per month to get that kind of status, and they've got 5 green stars next to them. Now, if I'm a buyer and I'm clicking through Zillow, I can see that the listing agent's Lauren, But I can also see two other agents there that have 5 stars next to them, a bunch of reviews. And I can see another agent that's down below that's got no reviews. Now, luckily, everyone's got their picture there. But what do you think that that potential client is going to press on? Okay. Also, let's just say it's from the seller's point. Okay, this is your seller goes on here to check out your listing. All right, and then she sees your profile, or he or she sees your profile on there, and it's not completely filled out. How does that look to potential buyers? So, put your mind in somebody else looking at this. This is why this is so extremely important. Now, on the next slide here, what we're going to see is if a potential client were to press onto that agent's profile, this would be the profile page. It's not a Facebook page or anything like that. It's not completely, the Zillow profiles are kind of a little bit plain, but you can see where I've got in red circles, you can see the sections that aren't filled out. And these are the sections that I want you to fill out. And in the video that I have on Zillow and my Realtor training blog, you'll see how to get all this stuff filled out. But most importantly is going to be the testimonials. And this is for all these social networking sites. But definitely, when we're talking about real estate property marketing, Trulia and Zillow, your testimonials here will take you a long way, because both of these sites use those testimonials to weight how that realtor shows up when a potential client goes to search for a realtor in an area. You can go ahead and do this for yourself. Go ahead and type in whatever city that you practice real estate into Zillow or Trulia, and pull up and see who pulls up first. You're going to see that everyone that pulls up on top, not only are they people that have like the pro or advanced accounts on these sites, but they're also the people that have a lot of reviews. Also, the second thing that these two websites like to use is contributions. They like both of them have blogs where you can answer questions on, and both Zillow and Trulia, from everything that I've seen, they like that if you're interactive in there. So what I would suggest is that you interact on those blogs and those questions. Now, this is something that you don't have to spend a lot of time on, but I would fit that into your regimen of activities that you perform during the week. Maybe it's twice a week, maybe it's once a week, but at least hit it once a week for 10 to 15 minutes. Hit that blog, answer a couple questions, and put some contributions in there. The contributions you place in there are going to show up in your profiles, and Zillow and Trulia like that. Plus, to the potential client out there, if they see that you got reviews and contributions to the site, even if they don't look at those contributions, it is going to make you appear and look like you're an active, that you're an engaged, and that you're a knowledgeable agent. And that's what people want, isn't it? I mean, we can all agree on that, I think. So this next slide that popped up here, I had to block out the name and everything and picture and stuff on this one because this agent does not work for us. He's actually a competitor, but this agent in particular is a phenomenal realtor in my market. He's grown a very successful office, and he's very active online, and he's got a completed profile, or what I would consider a completed profile, meaning that he's got a lot of reviews. He's all his information's filled out. He's got his website, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff linked in or connected to his profile here. He is a very active agent. He's a really good agent, and he also pulls up number one, 2, and 3 on Zillow if you were to look his name up. Now that's also because he's got like a Premier Agent account, because he's paying something extra for that. But if he was a Premier Agent without the reviews and the contributions, he would not be pulling up to the very top. So this is basic stuff that you could do. Doesn't cost you anything but your time. I know that time is money, but it's definitely worth it. It's absolutely worth it. All right, so let's get on to YouTube. And on YouTube, basically, if you want to get on YouTube, that means you got to start making videos, right? Videos are not that difficult. Videos are your friend. The hardest part about making videos is making the first video. Once you get used to making videos, it will become easier. It's the same philosophy behind that getting on a bike and riding it for the first time. You will get good at it, and you will start making videos you like. The other thing, and there's different schools of thought on this, but I am of the opinion that you don't need to have really professional laid out videos with script. You want real. People want real. When people watch a video, they want real. Now that means that you got to have your basics squared away. You want a camera that's straight, that's not shaky. You want good sound, um, and somewhat of a decent backdrop behind you wherever you're at. Doing a video in your office is perfectly fine, especially if there's people in the background. There's nothing wrong with that. It looks like you guys are busy. But one thing to remember about videos is that there's three different types of videos you're going to be creating. You've got your content videos of properties, the actual property videos that you create. The next content videos are going to be your agent videos. This is where you're going to be showcasing yourself, or you'll be discussing some type of a topic. Could be a how-to on buyers, could be a how-to on sellers, could be something about short sales, could be something about your community. And now this gets into the next level of video, which is the rock star stuff. Rockstar stuff is you're making videos and you're going beyond. You're making videos specifically about your community. If there's a specific neighborhood or city that you're servicing and it has some unique features about it or whatever, then you're making videos about it and you want to share that with potential buyers in that area. That's the kind of stuff that's the kind of stuff you do with video. Now, videos should never be more than 2 to 5 minutes in length. Anything over 5 minutes, you've got to have some really, really good content to be able to keep somebody watching that video for that long. The background of your videos, like I said, doing your office is fine. Just taking consideration, try not to do it behind a plain white wall because it'll just look very plain. Do it at your desk. People like to see a desk that's being used. It looks like you're actually doing work then, or you got work then. Remember, nobody wants to use a realtor that has no business, so you don't want to give the impression that you've got no business. And I hope you do got business. I'm just saying that. Property videos on an actual property you're listing can include more than just the house itself. Any type of landmarks, any type of community pools, community features, the neighborhood itself, or parks that are near that property, include that in the property video. That's good content. That actually gives something of value. That can actually retain somebody watching a video. Still, you're going to keep it under 5 minutes. So, read through these all the bullet points that I've got here in the YouTube videos, and on creating videos in general. This is definitely the kind of thing that requires like a whole half hour to an hour video cast on. I have a couple articles in the Realtor blog about doing video when it comes to the equipment and stuff, and then this is another topic that we'll have to get deeper into because it's such a big topic. If you got any other questions though on video, obviously you can always ask me at the blog or on my blog. Okay. So the next thing, I won't get into this one too much. This is going to be Google Places. Google Places is extremely important for several reasons. Most importantly, it's that it's the easiest and cheapest way for you to get SEO, the search engine optimization. When somebody uses a Google search, and they add to the search a city name, meaning an actual physical location. So let's say if I do real estate Chicago, if I do short sale Chicago, if I do house for sale Chicago, if I do condo for sale Chicago, when I add a search term, like a basic search term like short sale, house for sale, something like that, and a actual property, not property, but an actual place, a physical place like a city, Google Places kicks in. And you can do this on a search. Go ahead and look up any kind of restaurant. Do pizza Chicago, and you'll see that the paid advertising will come up first, but you'll see the Google Places will kick in, and that will pull up several listings. There'll be two or three top tier listings that will pull up on the natural Google results, and then under that will be the places results. The places results, you'll notice, will have like little maps attached to them. And if you click them, you'll go right to a Google Places page that will have a map of those venues. On here also, it's all about reviews and having all the profiles completed. Now, this also kind of requires a little bit more of a class, and not everybody does Google Places. I wish everybody would, but it does require that you have a physical location, an actual physical office, and if you're a real estate agent that works for a broker, he may already have a Google Places page up, meaning that you won't be able to take advantage of that because the way it works is that you can only do it one Google Places per physical location. So this one there really has it has a lot to do with the physical location. And that's why I don't want to get too much into it because I know there's a lot of agents out there that are working for like a broker or a larger office, and they may already have it. If you got questions about that, also give me a call so we can try to see if we can figure that out. Now on the LinkedIn's extremely important. It gets overlooked by a lot of people. Remember this, that Google searches, Bing searches, and Yahoo searches, like all the basic social media sites like Facebook and LinkedIn. It's extremely important to have your profile completely filled out, to have recommendations on it, to have your picture on it, and to have it has filled out as much as possible. This is information that goes out there on the web. Anytime someone does a search for you, for your name, LinkedIn will pop up in that first page on Google more than likely. And I would go ahead and run this yourself. If you're not sure where you pull up on a Google search, go ahead and pull your name up. It's kind of a cool thing to do, but this is an absolute reason why you want LinkedIn on there. There is a strategic way to use LinkedIn to get more leads, and that is by using it to expand your social and professional networks. And LinkedIn is more of a professional site, or a site used by working professionals. This is something that you could use where, let's say you know of a large employer that's in your town or area, and you know that people that work for this company tend to live in certain parts of your town area. This is something where if you can make one connection on there with a particular person that works in that area, you can expand that into several connections. It gets very strategic on how you can use that. It's one of these things that you can't guarantee that you'll get leads off LinkedIn, but having your profile completely filled out so that if somebody were to look you up on it is extremely valuable. Now, what you can see here is I've got two profiles pulled up. I've got my own profile, and I've got a profile for Jeremy, who's a broker, and that's all that pulled up on his. You'll see plenty of profiles out there. Now, the profile I pulled up, that might be someone that set up a profile randomly and never maybe doesn't even practice real estate anymore. But you'll see a lot of half filled out profiles. If you go to my profile on LinkedIn, and I think a lot of you guys that are on this call or watching this might have already found me on LinkedIn, but you can go ahead and click onto my LinkedIn profile from the website, see how I got mine filled out, and also see that I've got recommendations on there, not just for people that I've done some website work or social media training for, but I also got some clients on there. Now, this is also something that we didn't use to a full advantage when I was doing short sales, and I wish I had. I absolutely wish I had. But LinkedIn is an extremely important profile to have completely filled out. So again, on this one here, it's actually a pretty easy profile to fill out, and I will do a video on just how to get that filled out. Now, on all these sites where we're asking for reviews, they do make it very easy for you to be able to get that review from a client, especially on LinkedIn. If you're connected with someone that's already in LinkedIn and asking them for a review, there's a very easy method to get that review or to ask for it, and I'll go through that when we do a specific video for LinkedIn. The same works with Trulia and Zillow. They both have very easy methods for requesting a review. Those methods are actually in those videos for Zillow and Trulia. Okay, and so that's LinkedIn. Just make sure your profile doesn't look like Jeremy's profile there. It should look like my profile. Okay. Pinterest. So this is a good example and a good thing to talk about right now, because Pinterest is one of these. It's a new social media networking site that's really just um, exploded over the past year and a half now. Um, Pinterest is a good example because I don't use it. We're not using it in Chicago. I know there are realtors that are using it now, and there's no doubt that there is a way to use Pinterest in your business. Now, how to do that, I'll be honest with you, I do not know at this time. I'm learning it right now as we speak. At the time of this, of me creating this video, we're learning it. And just like any other type of new social media that comes out or a change in social media, we have to, in real estate, we have to learn to adapt to it. We have to learn to use it, and then we have to learn how to deploy it effectively. That's just that's just the way this stuff is, and that's why I brought it up. Some people may think I sound like an idiot talking about something that I don't know very much about, but that's not the point. What I'm trying to explain is that I do know what I do know, and what's most important is that this is fastly becoming a social media networking site that people like and that are gravitating towards. Um, and I know that I have to be on it, that I'm going to have to use it, and that I'm going to have to learn how to use it if I want my real estate business to move to that next level, or if I want to just keep my real estate business staying abreast at whatever level it's at, because other realtors are going to be taking advantage of that. But Pinterest, basically, it's a social networking site that it heavily uses images. Okay, and those images can be tied to product services, and most importantly, your website. So in the graph right here, you can see where Pinterest was just a year ago, from the time I'm making this video. This is May 2012, and you can see where it is today. Um, in the little circles there you see under that graph, that's the average minutes that people spend on a particular these particular websites, and you can see how Facebook obviously is a place where most where people spend a huge amount of time on average, but you can see right behind Facebook now is Pinterest, and that's pretty amazing because that Pinterest is a social networking site that didn't exist over a year ago, and now it's climbed to that. So that's why it's so big, and it's going to be big. The key for us as practitioners in real estate is to determine how do we use this to advance our business. And there is a way to do this, but there's no doubt that this requires a little bit more of a creative edge because it's extremely important. It seems to me that everything that's posted on Pinterest is of a very creative nature, and especially in how they strategically place photos in there for pinning. Now, what I did is I just wanted to, I randomly went into Pinterest and I pulled up an agent. I just did I did a search for real estate and I pulled this guy up, Marcus Brown. Um, this is the way you've got to go if you're pinning up listings on Pinterest. You've got to do more than just post up your actual listings. What you can see here, what Marcus has done is he's actually got pins on. He's a realtor in Portland, and he's got pins of photos that are of downtown Portland and of the community and events. And that's the key, is that you've got to, because this is an image intensive social networking site, if you're going to get on Pinterest, just having photos of your listings, good photos of your listings, is not going to be enough. You're going to have to do a little bit of extra work and an extra digging around. And like I said, in this case, this guy's done a great job of doing that. And that's kind of what I want to show to you. What we'll be doing over the next couple weeks here is we're setting up our Pinterest accounts and creating our first pins, and we'll be testing on how to exactly to use this. And in terms of it, it's one thing to know how to use it, but it's the other thing how do we use this effectively to sell to possibly sell houses or gain new clients. So I just wanted to let you guys take a look at that. I won't get very much more into Pinterest other than that for now. All right, so That was stage one. Now, I didn't go into every single social media account because what I want you to do first is get the Zillow and Trulia going. To me, that's the most important thing. That's how we got those videos on first. Over the next few weeks, I'm creating the content for filling out the additional profiles, and we're working up some stuff on Facebook on the fan pages for some apps that we can add on to your Facebook fan page. So, but when we get on to stage two now is what consists of stage two is that you've got your profiles filled out. Now you're pointing these profiles to something. You're going to be pointing these profiles basically to your website. You're going to be producing video because you're going to want to have video on your YouTube page. You're going to have video on your website, and you're going to want to have video on that you're posting up on Facebook. You can even put video on Pinterest. But video is part of this. Now what we're talking about is content. Your website is content. Your website is a portal of information for buyers and sellers. The videos that you're going to be creating are going to be videos for buyers, videos for sellers, videos showcasing yourself, and videos showcasing your community. Okay, and that's what stage two is. Stage two is taking this up one more notch to now create the content that you can be plugging at your social profiles. And we're not talking about content. We're talking about something just a little bit more than just your actual property listings, which are important. Obviously, your property listings are going to go into your website, and your property listings there's going to be videos created for your properties. Okay. So now we're at well, it's probably my favorite part because this is half of what I do is build websites. And when it comes to websites, basically the question I like to ask any realtor that asks me that once they tell me I need a website, George, help me out. The first thing I'm usually saying is, well, what's the purpose of the website, or what do you want the purpose of your website to be? What's the goal for your website? Once you understand that, then it's very, very simple. But think about it this way: the fact that you're on this call, the fact that you've gotten to know me, I am on the same side as you are, meaning that I understand where you're coming from. I understand what realtors' needs are, and coupled with my whole understanding of how to build websites and not only just how to build websites, but how to build a website affordably and how to make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck. Um, so that's why I'm pretty much sold on WordPress websites. WordPress is just a platform. In real estate, a lot of gurus that come by to do the training for realtors and stuff like that, I'm sure you've heard the term WordPress at least, and I'm sure there's probably plenty of you that know what WordPress is. But WordPress is just a platform. It's the same thing like on a DVD and Blu-rays. Both play movies, but they're different platforms. Well, when it comes to websites, there's different platforms that websites are built onto. WordPress just happens to be, it's called open source. You can actually build your own WordPress site when it costs you a dime to build your own WordPress site. Just all you'd have to pay was to host it. Now, how good it would look and how fast it'd be and all that kind of stuff, that's the whole other thing. But most of it's open source, and the thing about WordPress that's nice is that you know what we're building WordPress off is off of themes. We purchase a theme that's already been developed, and then we semi-customize that theme to make it look the way we want it to look. WordPress is flexible enough to allow us to make changes and updates and do some customization work all at very, very low prices. Plus, it's very easy to work the back end of. So if I show you a couple of things, you can easily go to the back end of it and change certain types of information, update videos, and that sort of thing. But the cool thing about WordPress is that I can throw IDX into it. I can throw videos into it. I can throw PowerPoint presentations into it. You can do so much with it, and it's easy to do. A lot of it's just pointing and clicking type stuff to put it in there. So when it comes to IDX, IDX is extremely simple to put into a WordPress site. And when it also comes to IDX, there's two things I like to tell people to do, realtors to do. Try not to buy from a reseller. Resellers charge you huge amounts of money to buy an IDX feed that you could get much cheaper if you buy it directly from an actual provider of the IDX. And the two providers that I recommend to everyone is Diverse Solutions and IDX Broker. I do not make any money off these guys. I don't recommend them for that reason. I only recommend them because they're cheap, and that's who we use. And what they do, if you get a feed from them, you don't have to go through another middleman. You're going to them, and then they go directly to your board to get the feed. It's a direct connection. So if you build a website with us, I will direct you to one of these two people. You'll get the contract with them, and you'll sign the paperwork with them to get the feed from your local board. And then once the feed comes through, you'll pass that on to me. I'll get it. There'll be a back end to their website. We'll handle that for you, and we'll get the IDX into the website. It's that simple. It's very easy. There doesn't have to be any kind of mystery to it. But basically, I want you to go to my website, agentredefined.com. You can see our previous work there. You can read up about WordPress websites there. You can find everything about it. But basically, when you're ready to start talking websites, just give me a call. We'll do a Skype call, and I'll walk you through our websites. And then if you don't like our websites, that's not the only option we have. There's actually thousands of options that we can have for possible websites. So let's get on to stage 3. Stage 3 is the Braveheart stage. This is the reason why I call it Braveheart is because this is all about attack, conquer, destroy, rape, and pillage. You know, this is everything in stage 3. There are specific marketing campaigns that we are deploying in stage 3 to give us certain leads, or to at least get us leads that we're hoping that will be certain and turn into closings. This is using Facebook pay-per-clicks, Google pay-per-clicks, setting up single-page websites called squeeze pages, where it could even involve you're paying for SEO. This is specific things that will require investment. They will require your time, and there's got to be a payoff. Remember, we're still applying the 3 undeniable truths to all marketing, and if there's not ROI for it, the return on investment, then we shouldn't be running that campaign. But this is all higher end stuff. It's not complex. It's not higher end because it's complex or anything, but you have to be ready for this. You can't start this stuff until you've got all your basics done, and that's the whole point of this. Start with your basics, get that done, and work yourself up and determine what it is, and where you want to go with your business. And that's how I break down all of this marketing, internet, social media stuff. You know, you break it down into stages, you get the basics done, which is the free stuff, the stuff that you can optimize now. You step it up to get a website when you're ready. And if you want to go to that next level of internet and online marketing, then you get into this kind of stuff. Okay, there's some strategies you can use with your website and tying in direct mail marketing campaigns to your website and stuff like that, which gets really cool. But that's stage 2 type stuff, and I guess it's kind of stage 2, stage 3, whatever. But when you get to this point, once you get stage 1 done and you're into stage 2 already and you want to pick it up, that's when you call me. And that's when we work together to figure out what's the right campaign for you, so that you're not investing, or wherever you're investing your money, there's going to be some kind of return for it. Okay, that's it. This is George Cuevas, El Guapo. I'm signing out. I hope you found this very informational. And like I said, go back to the Realtor training blog. You'll find more articles. You'll find the Truly and Zillow articles there, and all the new stuff that we got coming up for just pure real estate marketing training for anything online and everything tech. Thanks a lot, and have a great day or night.